Now, before mounting the upper cast on the articulator, the upper cast is sealed, or the upper wax rim is sealed to the upper cast using small pieces of wax. So a hot wax knife is passed over this piece of wax in order to seal the upper wax rim to the upper cast, so it's stable and it doesn't move during the mounting procedure. So the base plate is sealed to the cast all around. A little amount of wax is needed actually to seal the wax rim to the cast. Also at the posterior end of the base plate, wax is added to seal it to the master cast. Now the base plate and the wax rim is sealed to the cast. This is the average value articulator. This is the upper member of the articulator, the lower member of the articulator, the vertical arms, the intercondylar distance, screws which represent the condyles. This is the incisal pin. The string represents the 0 line. There are 3 lines above and 3 lines below on the incisal pin. Now the incisal pin is inserted in its place in the upper member of the articulator and pushed down until we can see the 0 line. This is the string which represents the 0 line, then the screw is tightened. So it's very important to set the incisal pin at the 0 line. When these screws are unscrewed, we can move the upper member of the articulator. So this will represent the lateral movements on the upper member of the articulator. These small depressions represent these elevations on the mounting table. This is the upper mounting table. And this is the lock screw for the upper mounting table. There's also a lower mounting table with a lock screw. So the mounting tables are fixed to the upper and lower members of the articulator. This is the occlusal table. The occlusal table has its place on the vertical arms of the articulator. So when the lower mounting table is unscrewed, the occlusal table is placed with the posterior parts fitted inside the notches on the vertical members, and then it's screwed. The table now is stable, and the articulator is ready for mounting. This represents the intercondylar distance, and it's equal to the distance between the condyle and the notch on the occlusal table, which represent the incisal edges of lower incisors. This is about 10 centimeters. So this triangle is called Bonwell triangle. It's an equilateral triangle where the intercondylar distance and the distance between the condyles and the incisal edges of central incisors on both sides is equal. Make sure to place a tag with your name on the articulator. Now we'll start mounting the upper wax rim. So the upper cast with the upper wax rim are separated from the jaw relation, and the upper cast is placed on the occlusal table. Make sure that the midline of the wax rim and the cast are coincident with the notch on the occlusal table. The indices are lubricated with Vaseline. A very thin layer of Vaseline must be used here. And the cast is positioned on the occlusal table. Check that there is enough space between the mounting table, the upper mounting table, and the base of the cast, with the articulator fully closing when the incisal pen is touching the incisal table. Now, holding the upper cast, now the base of the upper cast posteriorly must be parallel to the articulator. So the base of the cast must be parallel to the horizontal arm, which represents the intercondylar distance on the articulator. Now the upper wax rim is again sealed to the occlusal table on the articulator with a little amount of wax. So just passing the wax knife with the melted wax at the side of the occlusal table. Do not distort the upper wax rim when you seal it to the occlusal table. Be careful. So this is just to help fix the upper wax rim to the occlusal table during mounting. And make sure that the cast is positioned properly while you're doing this procedure.